We did our activity with Zoe Castellan. She is 6 years of age and in kindergarten. She is also Michelle's daughter, which is how we know her. For this activity, we chose 2 books. The first book we chose was Rhoda's Rock Hunt. This book was chosen because Zoe collects rocks when her family goes on walks. The book is also about a girl that goes camping and collects rocks. The second book, Rocks and What We Know About Them, was chosen to challenge Zoe a bit more and introduce her to new concepts about rocks. Before reading either book, Zoe and her family went on a hike. While hiking, Zoe collected rocks that she later used when reading both books. She was able to relate to Rhoda's rock hunt and learn more about the rocks she collected when reading Rocks and What We Know About Them. Michelle starts by asking Zoe what she knows about rocks. She asks open-ended questions like, "Why do you have so many rocks? Can you tell people what you do with your rocks?" This encourages Zoe to start talking about rocks and what she knows about them. So, in this clip, she knows that rocks are heavy, you can build with them, you can make shapes, collect them, that they are crystal-like rocks, and that they cannot break, and that rocks are hard.
Okay.
In the following
So
clip, you can see how
why
Zoe
don't-
shows
okay.
Michelle an
Let me show
example
you
of what she
example
knows
at
about
least.
rocks.
Well, it's a big tower.
So here,
Yeah, why don't they fall?
because it's heavy weight, you need a
So rocks
stronger
are
one.
heavy.
When reading Rhoda's Rock Hunt, the talk is not very directed, so this allows Zoe to have a more active role in creating spontaneous and meaningful language. This allows for a better conversation because she is able to relate to the book. Like in this clip where Michelle asks Zoe, "Does that happen to you sometimes?" referring to her experiences in collecting rocks.
Help! She cried out. Her auntie's arms were full and her uncle was all loaded up. This pack was Rhonda's to carry and it was full of rocks. Kind of like what happens to you, right? When we go hiking, you carry too much rocks and you can't even carry them alone.
But so I only carried 4 rocks. It's this black one, this like clear one, but not like this clear.
Where'd you get the clear ones at?
When we went hiking,
You remember when we went to the cave? To the cavern up north.
I got these somewhere else. It was in my cabin, but it was a place where it is a cave. You can get a rock and it comes in a little baggie.
The book Rocks and What We Know About Them was chosen so that it would help Zoe acquire new vocabulary and concepts about rocks. While Michelle tried to explain the 3 main groups of rocks, igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary, all Zoe could remember was the heat and earth and volcanoes. In this clip, you can see how Michelle is using a chart that helps in enriching vocabulary development by choosing words related to Zoe's interests and also by helping Zoe brainstorm other words. While Zoe may not have remembered many things, she was still able to learn a few new concepts.
So Earth makes it like it's a process Earth does, right, with the heat, weather, and all that stuff. What else do you know?
It can made from concrete.
It could be what?
It's made from earth or anything.
Activities like these can be used to enhance a second language because they provide a rich language environment. The parent or teacher is able to scaffold, so they're able to build upon the child's knowledge. They can also provide new experiences, like how Zoe was able to go hiking and then learn about rocks. We really based our activity on Piaget and Vygotski's theories on cognitive development. Piaget believed that children develop through their activities and that their world is tied to their actions and their sensory experience in the environment. This is one of the main reasons why we chose to have Zoe go on a hike first and then read the books afterwards. She was able to relate better. Children's early language relates better to actions that they have experienced, especially if they are sensory. Vygotsky, on the other hand, believed that adults should provide children with guidance and make suggestions until they become more competent. The adult can then slowly withdraw the amount of help they need to give. In the video, one can see that Zoe is still in the zone of proximal development, which is why Michelle had to help her by encouraging, motivate her, and supporting her. So the more rich experiences, the more connections the brain neurons create. The brain also becomes more capable to receive more stimuli and become more flexible. While Zoe did not remember many things, she was still introduced to new concepts, which is, if she keeps practicing, she will expand her vocabulary. Now to Michelle.
Overall, the experience is great as Zoe likes to collect rocks when she goes on hikes with her family. If there was something that I would change out of this activity, would be the second book, only because the terminology in that book was a little hard for a 6-year-old. But overall, she did take away some good terms and a greater understanding of what a rock is and where a rock comes from.